Hello, if you are just now joining us, the last episode we cleaned this piece from a secondhand store, and today we are going to be changing the handles on it to kind of freshen it up and give it a modern look. So first we're just going to be changing them out with our electric screwdriver and adding the new ones in. And then to give some more room in the drawer space, we're going to be cutting down the bolt. And then also if you're using it for clothes or something, it won't snag them if that bolt's too long. So now we're going to use the electric screwdriver with the Phillips head bit to take off the existing handle. And just make sure when you're doing it, you apply pressure so you don't round the screw. The next step is putting on our new handles. First, we are going to put in the bolt. And then the next step is to put on the new handle, and you just slide that on into the position you want it. And then put the washers on each side, followed by the nut. And now we're going to tighten them a couple times until it's all snug and in place. At this point, this is when you can see that the bolt is too long, so you're losing drawer space. And then again, if you're using it for linens or clothes, it could snag them. So this is when you'll want to take your Dremel rotary tool and cut that down so you have that extra drawer space. So the next step before you start cutting is to mark where you want to cut on the bolt, so you make sure you don't cut not enough or too much, but you want to make sure you get it as close to the drawer as possible so you have all of that space. So you just go in there with a permanent marker and mark the spot you want to cut. The next step is to cut your bolts with the Dremel rotary tool. We'll be using the 8240, and before you do that, you want to make sure you put on your safety goggles and your gloves. And then once you have those on, you'll take your tool and make sure you're set at the correct speed and then turn it on to cut the bolts. Okay, so the next step after you're done cutting is to grind down the bolt so it has a smoother edge so you don't cut your hand if you're reaching into the drawer or snag any clothes. I'm just gonna take my gloves off so I can do a quick accessory change.
So we're going to use the Easy Lock mandrel to remove the cutting accessory. And then while the collet is still open, we're going to put on the grinding stone and make sure to tighten with the easy twist, and then you're all set.
Now we're ready to grind down the end of the bolt. Make sure while you're grinding it down to get as close to the nut in the drawer as possible, and then also make sure that it's fully smoothed out so there's no sharp edges. And now that you have put your new hardware on your drawers, you can put both of your drawers back in and start using it because you've cut those bolts down. And if you want to see what we're going to do with this table in the future, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and follow us along on our DIY journey.